Wortox is a confusing character. When he was released, people consider him to be overpowered. The mass heal he could do, the ability to have a personal lazy explorer, and the fact that nearly every creature drops the equivalent of a raw meat or a healing salve for Wortox. You really do get a lot out of playing this character. The player gets to have all of this at the cost of being a monster and food being half as efficient. Many dive into his capability of being a team player, a support healer for those big fights, or just his ability to traverse long distances at the click of a button. Wortox has a lot to offer in a multiplayer world, but I feel that doesn't exactly show Wortox in the best light. What does the player gain for playing as Wortox? Well, a lot actually. Wortox provides so much utility that many characters can only dream of having. So let's see what tricks are up this imp's sleeve, and really get an understanding of how to play Wortox. Wortox is probably the second best early game explorer in the game, only beaten out by Woody just because Woody can explore oceans without a boat. That is the only reason why he tops Wortox. But as Wortox, he is the king of any form of land traversal in the game. Got Bloom? A giant dog or a speedy beefalo? Even a maxed out speed circuit WX on a road with all the speed ups? Wortox beats them all. Wortox is the ultimate terrestrial explorer. Where there is land, Wortox has the fastest movement available to conquer it. Only thing is, Wortox's movement comes at a cost. Wortox's gimmick is that he relies on his unique ability to gather souls. You get souls by killing anything that is considered alive, and there's a few things you can't get souls from. Things like the clockwork mobs, shadow related creatures, balloons, lure plants, baby tentacles, Bernie, and WX. Other than these, nearly everything that dies within a 20 unit radius of Wortox will drop a soul, and when Wortox gets close they will automatically go into his inventory. If not, they will sit around for 10 seconds and disappear. Wortox souls takes care of anything the player needs. Got a little beat up from angry pigs? You can patch yourself up. Running low on hunger? Wortox can eat a few souls. Need to traverse the map? You can soul hop to your mouse or to any place on the map you previously visited. Everything Wortox does is through his souls. Without them, he's just a basic character that needs double the food. Because of this, he really relies on having a good supply of souls on him at all times. A good way to do this is through bees, spiders, butterflies, and birds. These filler mobs really make a difference in a Wortox playthrough. Even bats near cave entrances are a really nice daily pocket of souls ready to be collected. That's just the Wortox life. Creating pockets of souls that you can refuel and continue hopping across the world with. One of the hard parts of Wortox is that he suffers from Winona syndrome. What the heck does that mean? Well, it's just that he doesn't have anything that really helps him in acquiring his power. Like Winona, Wortox really needs to put a lot of effort in order to really maximize his ability. Wortox needs to kill or be near things dying in order to really have access to his power. You can collect 20 souls for one big hop across the map, but if you don't have a place there to refuel, you're not coming back anytime soon. Wortox is actually worse off because he doesn't have the ability to befriend basic creatures to create mob farms with. This is why he relies so much on bees or spiders. These two creatures actually kinda go hand in hand for Wortox. What spiders drop really helps Wortox mitigate some of the problems he has. The main one being that Wortox could only ever hold 20 souls. Willow can hold 40 embers in a stack, and she can fill up her main inventory with them. So it's just kind of crazy to see how limited Wortox is. Wortox is so fun and free to play, but this restriction really affects what you do, because it's not exactly possible to just farm a bunch of souls and just go on your merry way. You always have to be constantly refueling. This is where bees and spiders come in. Both of these creatures feed into Wortox's ability to live freely. Spiders not only provide souls, meat, and healing, but they also provide silk, which can be used to capture and make bee boxes. This in combination allows Wortox to set up stations for souls all across the map. And with a butterfly net, you're able to capture bees, which allows you to bypass his 20 max souls. If you have a stack of bees in your inventory, they are still considered alive, and if you run out of souls, you can kill that stack and replenish your full stack of souls. This is the only way for you to have more souls than the game intends you to, and doing this allows you to at least have some freedom to move about without needing to worry about soul management. Now that the player no longer has his restriction of souls, what does Wortox offer? Wortox has the fastest land coverage of any character at the beginning of the game. Having basically a lazy explorer right at the beginning of the game means you don't have to worry about any land borders, and the distance you can hop is screen wide. You can even hop twice with just one soul if you use it in quick succession. Wortox can teleport anywhere that they've been on the map. The amount of souls needed to travel displayed on the map is actually equivalent to the distance that Wortox travels if he were to use that soul to traverse the land normally. So you're not actually wasting any souls using the map method. However, you could potentially get more distance by walking a little bit before you use your second teleport, so that way you can gain a few extra tiles of distance per soul. His map teleportation is so much more useful in single player because of moments like this. Your lights get turned off and you're chased, and if you stop moving you'll die. But as Wortox, you'll be able to escape this. Just open up the map, find someplace safe, and then you're gone. You just poof out of existence with no worries of what you left behind. Other than for teleportation, he can also use souls for stat management. Depending on what you use it for, each soul can give 20 HP and 2.5 sanity, or 25 hunger, minus 5 sanity. Using souls for food helps supplement Wortox's poor diet. The fact that food is 50% less efficient for Wortox is interesting. Even though he needs to eat 2 of the same thing to get the normal value of it, there's something about being able to have half the value of a dish. It kind of feels like you can min-max dishes now. Other than that, his bigger stomach makes it feel like you waste more food filling it up. It takes almost 30 cooked berries to fill his stomach from 0, whereas regular survivors only take 12. You kinda don't think about the half food efficiency when there are dishes that provide whole days worth of food. And so his downside really comes into play when you have a bunch of snack items like berries, butterflies, or carrots. You go through these like crazy playing as Wortox. So getting Crockpot set up early is probably the best way to maximize your food as Wortox. Next is his healing. Wortox actually has the quickest heal out of any character in the game. The speed of dropping souls matches some of the best healing sources, and it also works with other players. Each soul heals for 20, and for every character beside Wortox that gets healed by it, it reduces the heal by 2. So it goes from 20 to 18, 16, 14, all the way down to a minimum of 5 HP per person. But that still is not really his biggest heal. If you collect more than 20 souls, it will force 10 souls out of Wortox. Doing this will cause him to lose 20 sanity, and those 10 souls will heal Wortox and everyone around him. If you're fully stacked with souls, you can make small stacks of these and murder them, causing an overflow, fully healing Wortox and everyone around him. In addition to combat, he actually has a half sanity multiplier against monsters, which is actually kinda useful because his sanity is slightly smaller compared to other characters. This really helps out whenever he's fighting those insane causing giant bosses. And there's also some potential for his teleport skill to be used in combat to dodge an attack. However, I don't think it's worth it. The only way you get value for dodging instead of using the soul as a heal is if you're going to take more damage than the soul heals. And there's very few situations where that's going to happen. But hey, if you want to have fun, go ahead and try dodging some attacks. That's pretty much the simpleness of Wortox. He just came into the world one day and he started to make it his own. The only real sad part is you have to constantly maintain his soul collection, otherwise he'll just say a soul-starved imp. Thanks everyone for watching the Wortox video. I hope you enjoyed. He was fun and simple to play with. It was nice to be able to freely teleport everywhere, just because I suck at remembering where and what to do sometimes. So it was fun to play him, but he does have his challenges. Give him a shot, enjoy the speed of map traversal, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, this has been Terra, and take care.